Hello, guys, and welcome back to another wrap up for the 20th of March 2020. This is going to be a quick one because there was no trades recommended last week, and this week I'm going to dip my toe into the water a little bit. I usually don't talk about position size very much because that's something that's personal to every different person's trader and risk profile and these type of things is why I come up with all of these different kind of simulations of different sizes. But what I will be saying is it's not that when I'm trading less in this environment, I'm not then trading it bigger because there's less trades going on. I just understand that the potential wins and the potential losses are larger. So I don't have to then adjust my size to match. So I trade less and I trade smaller, and it's still possible for me to make the same amount while I do that. So here we are on the markets, another bleed lower. Essentially, we opened this week in a gap down, and then we've chopped around all week, and we closed the week right at the lows, touching the bottom of where we had bounced earlier. So nothing here is bullish. Nothing here says buy. Now, there's always people who want to buy at support areas they see on the way down. However, in this type of market, that is incredibly dangerous. So I see a lot of people pointing out that we are right at and near these 2018 lows that happened in through here. And we're kind of messing around this area, give or take again. However, that's not really the way I trade. I want some sort of a base or indecision, something that shows me that the selling is kind of over. But that being said, I'm going to pick up I've got a handful of stocks here, 4 to be exact, too long, too short. We're going to try this week, see how well these kind of back-tested strategies perform. So then the question was why take off last week and come back this week? It's always important to note that I am a statistical trader. I am someone who uses statistics to come up with a list of things that are interesting, a list of things that have probabilities on my side. And then from there, I use my technical eye to say, okay, this is what I want to enter and where, and this is what I want to enter and where. So what I needed to happen is I needed enough data to go by in this new high volatility market. Now, the direction here has been obvious. But if you look at just the size of the candles a little bit ago and then the size of the candles now, if you test a strategy for just this period of time, it will not perform nearly as well as it will in this period of time because the volatility kind of candidates are way, way different. So essentially what I needed is enough data to come by so that I could kind of test in theory and get a little bit of a better feel from the back or from the back tester of what I think could work. And then I scanned everything, and to be honest, everything I scanned had the same look of the SPY here. It just fell out of bed and was sitting on lows because this is one of those things that happens. It's happening to everybody. It's the way the market is going. We know this. We've studied this. There's academic studies galore that just kind of say, hey, when a market like this happens, when a market turns lower dramatically, the correlations of all assets pretty much go to 1. And that's just it happened in 2008, happened in the tech bubble. All of these stocks get pretty well correlated. When the market gets hit this hard, there's really not too many people that are unaffected. So when somebody is looking to trade different stocks, it's hard to find stocks that have decoupled enough from the indices that they actually trade on their own. So what I've been doing a fair amount of myself is coming up with strategies that work just for the indice itself because it's currently expressing enough volatility to make trading it very profitable. And that's what we're seeing here in the SPY. So again, I'm going to try these 2 longs, these 2 shorts. Just note for myself, I will be trading them incredibly, incredibly small. So AAWW, This is the first time that I'm really kind of focused on industry and focusing on companies that have the ability to at least somewhat, in some respect, operate, which you'll see here in a TripAdvisor in a second. But just someone who may either receive a bailout or may get some sort of financing or just be able to operate in some way, shape, or form. And AAWW, you can see we're actually holding up pretty well here against this resistance area. Again, look at the market, completely fell apart. This one obviously has had a bad time, but is holding on relatively strong. So I'm going to watch it to break over this area. Here on TripAdvisor, so we all know what TripAdvisor does, but they do everything on the computer end of things, so there may be some shining light when this thing type recovers. And the thing I'm watching is, again, some relative strength in the recent past to the market just over the last few days. And if it breaks up here, it's got pretty blue skies to about 20. On the short side, CHD. CHD had a giant sell-off, rallied pretty well back from that, but has been struggling in this prior support area that's now kind of looking like a resistance area and putting in this doji candle here. So I'm looking for a break of this doji candle down, and we'll see if we can get kind of a continuation back down. And IP paper, if you're a fundamental guy, maybe people hand papers around even less than they did before and start to move a little bit more electronically. This is basically looking like a bear flag, where unlike a lot of stocks that actually have that rubber band of them selling pulled really, really tight, this one's been chopping around for a few days. So I think there is a little bit of momentum built up in it, so that if it continues, there's a chance that we push lower here. So you can probably tell by my voice, I am not super excited about these, but they are what I'm watching. I'm going to dip my toe back into this strategy. Currently, if you're wondering kind of what you're going to be doing with this, just note that it is a volatile market, so shrink your time horizon. So what I'm doing trading personally is I've got some momentum strategies that I'm running that have very quick hold times. They're in, they're out. And I have, in my swing trading, I have the same thing. I have these swing trading strategies that are looking to buy and sell 1 to 2 days later. Again, just looking for continued momentum. Just note that in these volatile markets, there is opportunity. There's a lot of opportunity. Just note that a move that you would wait a week before to either take profit or be stopped out will happen in hours or days. So just plan that accordingly.